she's so fine. Hell of a hell of a blows my mind. Hell of a lights my day.
What's good, guys? This story is coming out of Detroit, Michigan. It came out at roughly 5:45 p.m. today Central Time, coming from the Detroit Free Press in an article wrote from Frank Witzel. I want to thank my good friend and sister Dee Walsh for sending me this story. Detroit police reviewing video of officer punching man. Second video released. Detroit police released a second video clip Monday evening related to accusations of excessive force that shows the man who was punched by an officer so hard he was knocked to the ground had been in a skirmish with police moments before. It appears in this video the cops attempted to break up a fight, and this guy was trying to get involved, Detroit Police 2nd Deputy Chief Rudy Harper said. He may have been trying to escalate it, and may have even assaulted a cop. The initial video, which one journalist called disturbing on air, raises new questions about police brutality and excessive force, just months after a Minnesota police officer's actions resulted in a murder conviction. The new video, Rudy Harper said, was provided to police from a civilian who goes by the name Trequan, and shows another vantage point and context of what was happening, but should not minimize what happened. The officer's blow, Harper said, was egregious and his actions are under investigation. Detroit police did not publicly identify the officer or the man who had been struck. Still, one outraged Free Press reader said in an email after reading about the punch that, quote, no additional context, end quote, can justify the officer's actions. No man, he added, deserves to be battered for police for standing erect on earth. Initially, Rudy Harper said no disciplinary action had been taken against the officer. But a few moments later, Harper called back to say the unnamed officer was still on the job with pay, but restricted to the desk. Rudy Harper said police were out in force, perhaps as many as 20 officers, including mounted police, at about 2 a.m. Sunday in Greektown, attempting to break up a fight. What the fight was about, he said he didn't know. The man who suffered a blow to the head, Rudy Harper said, was able to get up, although the deputy chief added he did not know whether the man had been examined by medical professionals for concussion or serious head injury. The man also, Rudy Harper said, could be facing charges after the investigation. The first video clip, which surfaced yesterday, on Reddit under the description, quote, Detroit pig handing out the brain damage, end quote, shows a group of police officers in Greektown advancing toward a black man wearing a Tigers jersey. One officer is pointing. Another says to the man, quote, back the fuck up, end quote. And a third, who is black, punches the man facing them in the head and knocks him to the ground. His ball cap tumbles off. Off camera, someone yells, quote, you ain't gotta do that, dog, end quote. Detroit police said Monday morning in an email to the Free Press that, quote, an allegation of excessive force, end quote, is being looked at and are promising to offer more information about it, quote, as soon as practicable, end quote. The Detroit Police Department was made aware via social media of an allegation of excessive force in Greektown, Rudy Harper said in the email. Internal Affairs is reviewing the circumstances surrounding this allegation. At the end of Rudy Harper's email is a quote attributed to Detroit Mayor Mike Dugan. The Detroit Police Department is a model of sustained policing excellence that places our neighborhoods and people first. Last month, a USA Today Suffolk University Detroit Free Press poll found that amid a jump in violent crime in this and other cities nationwide, Detroit residents report being much more worried about public safety than about police misconduct. Also in July, WGBK-TV Fox 2 reported that Greektown has seen a rise in violence, prompting Detroit Interim Police Chief James White to increase the number of officers in the area. Last spring and summer, anti-police brutality demonstrators marched through Detroit streets, prompting the city to impose a temporary curfew, make arrests, and use gas and rubber bullets to disperse protesters. In the video posted on Reddit, the man who was hit initially seems dazed or unconscious, as the officer who hit him tries to sit him up and props him up with his legs. Quote, "Oh Lord," end quote, the man who seemed to admonish the police can be heard saying. Meanwhile, in the background of the video, another police officer who is mounted on horseback uses the horse to nudge someone out of the way. In the frame, even more police officers are visible. The man who was hit then starts to wave his hands, while the officer who was propping him up pokes him in the back with his knee. The group of officers appear to suddenly retreat from the man, and bystanders then help him get back up on his feet. Now, I'm going to play this video as best I can, but as always, I will link the video in the description box, the unedited video, so that you can watch it should you feel the need to do so.
We begin with several Detroit police officers now under investigation. Thanks for joining us for 7 Action News at 6. I'm Alan Campbell.
And I'm Carolyn Clifford. The investigation stems from an incident early yesterday morning in Greektown. The first video is shocking, showing a Detroit police officer punching a man in the face and the man falling to the pavement, hitting his head.
Now, new video shows what happened just minutes before. You'll meet the man who shot it all on his cell phone. However, this isn't the first time in recent months violence has erupted in Greektown. Officers have dealt with shootings, stabbings, and fights.
But when it comes to what's going on in Greektown and yesterday's incident, the interim police chief says it all looks bad and that he's looking into it.
7 Action News reporter Jim Kirstner is live in Detroit to break this all down for us. Jim?
Alan and Carolyn, this happened at 2:30 yesterday morning as the nightclub was closing and people moved out onto the street. Few people and police then clashed just minutes later. The first video shows a big group of police moving in on one guy in an orange mask. There's pushing, then it escalates. More police move in. You can see some officers punching and then using their knees. In the next video, pay attention to the man in the blue and orange Detroit Tigers shirt trying to intervene, and a man in a red shirt pulling him back. Then the third video. That man is pushed by one officer. He falls to the ground, gets up, and is punched by a second officer. He falls down hard.
I did not see the escalation there. I did not see our training there.
The man who hits the ground is raised up by an officer. The police walk away. The man is helped away by other civilians. He was not arrested. That's key in this ongoing investigation. The procedures are, if the man had assaulted police in any way, he would be arrested.
I see what you see. I see that it appears to be an unprovoked attack or unprovoked use of force, not an attack, an unprovoked use of force.
The chief says the investigation will look at body cam videos, surveillance videos. The man who shot the cell phone videos says he's been in Greektown on the weekends this summer several times and started recording because he sensed this was going to grow.
I tried to make sure that I was able to capture everything so that it could be seen. Even if that meant I was going to be caught, trampled down or whatever, like I just wanted to make sure the camera stayed on the situation of bad cops being bad cops.
It's very disturbing. It's severe force, and more than likely it's not necessary.
We played the video for one of the members of the Board of Police Commissioners. They vote on what happens administratively with the police. His biggest concern, what happened after the punch.
The man was struck and there was no rendering of aid thereafter. He could have had severely head injury behind hitting that pavement and that cement.
The chief says the officers will be given due process, but once this investigation is over, a report will go to the Wayne County prosecutor. If this is unprovoked police brutality, it could turn criminal for the police.
Jim, it could be criminal charges.
And we are told the officer who threw the punch is off the street on desk duty. The other officers, no change in their status. Nobody's suspended while this investigation continues, at least for now. Live in Detroit, Jim Kirstner, 7 Action News.
Difficult video to watch there. We know there's going to be more coming with this investigation. Jim, thanks for that live report.
I'm really curious what you guys think about this. My first thought was about the poll that they were speaking about. What was the race and ethnicity of that poll of people who participated in the poll? Because it's okay to be concerned about public safety, no doubt, especially in today's environment. But police misconduct is a huge, huge problem, and it's only going to get bigger. So I'm curious what you guys think about this video. Please let me know in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. I find a good dialogue about this is a great thing. So thanks for watching, guys.